Welcome to the Campfire. Today, we're analyzing District 136A. The teams in this district include Cleveland, Conroe, Caney Creek, Grand Oaks, Oak Ridge, The Woodlands, College Park, New Caney, and Willis. Let's begin by taking a look at these teams in our film session, presented by the Houston Area Chevy Dealers. Willis is back-to-back district champions, and they're back with arguably the best athlete in the state with Jermaine Bishop. However, graduation has struck for the Wildcats, and Bishop will have his third new quarterback in the past 3 years. Jalen Mickens will help in the receiving corps, but the experience in this district may come from the Woodlands. They bring back Jack Dalton behind center and a very loaded defense with plenty of all-district selections returning. The Highlanders may go into this fall as the favorite. There is some other teams, though, stocked up to make a run at the crown as well, such as Grand Oaks, who returns quarterback Grant Smith and wide receiver Preston Cloud. College Park has newcomer of the year Camden Hughes returning, along with receiver Jordan Stiles, who won our play of the year last fall, so you know he has the athleticism. Conroe made the postseason last year, but they took a hit through graduation as well. They will look to Xavier Harmon to make some plays in the secondary. Oak Ridge will rely on the Drayton Urbay to James Scott combination, that to put up points on the board and hopefully make a run for the playoffs. If you're looking for a sleeper in this district, look no further than Caney Creek. Sure, they only had 2 wins a year ago, but have experience coming back, with Jamonte Kuhn returning as a wideout and Xavier Martinez on the defensive line. New Caney and Cleveland will have some work to do to get some wins in this tough district.
The film session is presented by the Houston Area Chevy Dealers. Together, let's drive. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. The Campfire is brought to you by DQ for treats and eats before and after the game.
For an even deeper look at 136A, here's producer Ward Fasold and Matt Stepp from Dave Campbell's Texas High School Football with the District Breakdown.
All right, Stepp, when we start talking 136A, and this is how you know we've done this for a while. I don't even bother introducing the dude. I just go right into it. Stepp, we are now in the 6A. When you start 136A over the last couple of weeks or years, we've been talking Willis. Willis is kind of taking over that district, going through the thing undefeated. And
back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years. And I'm going to take your words, not mine. They got the Travis Hunter of high school football back for another year. I even had one of our other shows, Sports Stars of Tomorrow, in a meeting today, just tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you ever heard of this dude, Jermaine Bishop? I think we probably should hit him for our national show." I said, "I think you probably should." That's probably a good idea.
I would do that, yes.
Do we start there again when we talk 136A?
I think he's the best player in the district. He's one of the best players in the state. Jermaine Bishop's electrifying on both sides of the ball, which is why we call him the Texas High School Football. Travis Hunter, he's very, very special. He's fun to watch, and he can take over a game single-handedly. And with him on the roster, Willis is going to be in most every game. However, I think this might be the year that we see the return of the Woodlands to the top of the district. Well, I think the Woodlands is the favorite in the district. And it's really, they've got 2 things going for them. They've got 8 starters back on defense, maybe one of the best secondaries in the entire state with Parker Stewart, Kaysen Bartolozzi leading the way there. Those 2 guys are outstanding. They've got a dominant defensive lineman in Jairee Jefferson, who had 10 sacks last year. They've got a great linebacker in Cole Carlin. So this is a defense that has playmakers at all 3 levels, and they're deep. Offensively, you got to replace a lot on the offensive line, and that's a big question. They're going to be very young on the offensive line, but you got the trigger man there in Jack Dalton, the TCU commit, who accounted for 44 touchdowns last year.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. Jermaine Bishop of Willis is listed as a cornerback, but if you've seen our show at all over the past 2 years, you know Bishop is everywhere. Many call him the Travis Hunter of high school football, as he makes plays in the defensive backfield, the return game, and at wide receiver. Last year, Jermaine caught 83 passes for over 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. He also returned a kickoff for 6 and made 3 picks. It's no wonder every college wanted him, but he recently committed to the University of Texas. One of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in Houston is Jack Dalton from the Woodlands. Dalton threw for over 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns, while rushing for over 1,100 yards and 18 more scores. The Highlanders' quest to take back the 13-6A crown begins and ends with Dalton. Jack has committed to TCU. You looking for the sack man in 13-6A? Then check out Grand Oaks defensive end Cullen Thompson. In his junior year, the edge rusher got to the quarterback 9 times for sacks. He also had 17 tackles for loss and 9 quarterback hurries. At 6'4", 206, Cullen can power through the offensive line and be there in a hurry. Thompson has offers from Oklahoma State, UNLV, and Syracuse, among others. Conroe High School is becoming DBU in the Houston area, and the next in line is cornerback Xavier Harmon. Xavier has all the intangibles that you look for in a DB. First and foremost, he has the size at 6'2", 180 pounds, and he knows how to use it, as Harmon's one of the hardest hitters in the area. Xavier also has good instincts, as he can track balls in the air and break up big plays. Harmon has narrowed his college selection to 8 schools, which include SMU, TCU, and Pitt.
The film session is presented by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Our Ward Fasold caught up to College Park head coach Kyle Coates to talk about his Cavaliers in our Media Day segment.
All right, it is Media Day. We are talking 13-6A as we finally moved up to the highest classification in the state. We got College Park's head coach Kyle Coates with us. Coach, man, that's to start with this district is to start with one of the more powerhouse districts in the Houston area, because it is. I used to be able to say it's top heavy, but now this thing is going all the way down to 8 and 9. All these teams are really talented in there. You guys got into a playoff spot last year. Talk about being in this district, the realignment, but most of these teams were pretty much the same as the year before. But talk about last year's success and making the postseason.
Yeah, we kind of came into the season with the simple goal in mind of November 15th. I think you can see it behind me. Made some fake news clip articles and stuff like that, put it all over the locker room, made kids have to see it, invest in it every single day. So it played to our advantage, I feel like, because I think they expected to win more so than they were hoping they would win, which I feel like the year before we were fighting a little bit. And so, very competitive district, like you said. We went into it knowing that of our first 4 games, if we didn't win 2, we weren't going to make the playoffs, right? And so, you're looking at Willis, you're looking at Conroe, Grand Oaks, Oak Ridge, all very, very talented teams. And so every single one of those was a battle. But when we came out of that first 4 with 2 under our belt, we knew we had a pretty good shot to go the rest of the way, get 3 more, and get yourself a ticket to the playoffs.
That's perfect. I mean, this district's going to be tough. Boy, I feel like the season's tomorrow, the way
I know.
you guys
I
talk. I appreciate you joining me, Coach, man, and we will definitely see you down the stretch.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we'll take a deep dive into 14-6A. Until then, hey, have a great week, everybody.